Hello everybody, I've come on today to talk about traveler notebooks, and this is my first traveler's notebook that I've ever had. I've been interested in them very much so. In fact, thought about just going ahead and making my own. I know a lot of people are making and selling the inserts for these, and it looked relatively simple to do, so I thought I would give it a try. But one day I was with my mom, I think at Hobby Lobby, and we found this one. It was originally $9.99, and I don't know if you can see the tag or not. Anyway, got it it was on clearance at the very low price of $2.49. So I said, why not grab it? Mom said she'd buy it for me. She'd splurge. So I was like, thank you, Mom. And yeah, she was going to I was going to give her the insert because I actually wanted to just make my own. You know, the insert is just a plain paper, but it is a really, it's fairly thick, nice paper. I didn't save the packaging to it, so I don't think, did I? Anyway, I don't think it said what the thickness, the pound, how many pounds of thickness the paper was. And yeah, I've put it in, done it upside down. That's funny. I decided to take it out. First of all, let me share something with you that I don't like about these. This is part of the reason why I have put off actually getting a traveler's notebook or making one and trying it, is this little knot right here. And there has to be a knot in it somewhere, some way to hold these, together. I don't like the knot at all. And the knot was in the middle, which really isn't that big of a deal, I know. And there may be some secrets some people have to working around it. It just bothers me. One of those little things that just bugs me. So I kind of worked it up so that the knot was up at the top. You could do it at the bottom, but I was scared it'd get in the way of my hand. It's like if I'm writing or painting in here, I'd hit it. So I put it up at the top of the book. And you see the signatures are sewn. That's fabulous. So I decided I'd take it out and decorate it. It was just brown on the outside, just like this. Well, I came across an image that I had been saving to do in one of my collage books, and it only had about an inch and a half on each side that I would lose, and I just saw it and thought that is going on my traveler's notebook insert. I love it. It was already short this way, It was like this. I don't know what had been originally on the bottom of the picture. The top had writing up here. So I just love the blues in this, the colors. Absolutely loved it. This is Draper James. Greetings from Draper James. I guess he makes drapes and curtains and window treatments for people. I don't know. I didn't read the article that it was attached to, so I could be completely off base there. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is I just love the image and the colors. So I pulled that out, started decorating, and pulled some of my favorite papers. These are Prima papers. It's from a pack, and I don't know the name of the pack. You would think that I would, because I've picked up 3 or 4 or 5 of these packs just to make sure if they stop making it, I still have a little bit to work with. So I focused on the pink and blue on the front and really liked that. And, I had a little place here that didn't quite match up, so I just put a piece of real pale pink washi tape by 3M, this. My lighting in here is terrible, yeah. This, and it's by Scotch, and so it's almost translucent. Just put that there, and then I thought, well, I need another piece up here and down there because I like to do things at odd numbers, sets of 3. So I got this side done, and I just wrapped the rest of this side of the image back here, and then started collaging on the back. And my daughter left, just by chance, had left a bottle of Pellegrino sparkling water in the my car. And so I had been cleaning out my car a little bit yesterday and found this bottle, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool label. So it was very easy. It isn't, you know, sticky all around the label, just on the seam, and that holds it on. So I was able to get that off. I'm going to get some more of that water just for labels. I love using it to collage with. And just pick stuff literally out of my scrap box. And I had to work with what was there. I had some painting paper that I made left over. Some more of my favorite papers here and here out of the Prima pack, and this is also a piece of that and that. And then this piece just happened to have an arrow stamped on it, and so I ripped that off. And this is off of a vintage book. It was like an end paper on a vintage, I think it was a Spanish, English, you know, book. So, and then I just felt like it needed a little something else, and so I added the washi tape there, just one piece, and this little clock I happened to see sticking out of, I've got like a whole bunch of, you know, images and things I'm saving for, I want to do the journal like that Gina Johnson's doing from the Rebookery, Love, Light, and Happiness, I think it's called, where you just put nothing in it but things that you absolutely, that bring you joy every time you see them. And these are things like images of excuse me, Cape Lookout, which is, you know, just a boat ride from where I live. Yeah, if some of you may have been there, I don't know. Anyway, love that lighthouse. And this is an image from Beaufort, uptown, Front Street, and it's you know, just a panoramic type shot of the whole, basically, of Front Street, or a large portion of it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. That's where I live. I love it. This little bunny, isn't he cute and sweet? He looks like he's tearing up. There are little white dots there under his eyes. It says sorry. And even though I know it's a picture of, apparently he's feeling bad about something, he just, I love him. He makes me happy. And just some cool papers that someone sent me in a happy mail, a funny poem, another little I love bunnies, yeah. I love that hat. I love big hats, floppy hats. Yeah, they're my deal. Anyway, this little clock I had, you know, put in that little stack over there to save for my Love, Light, and Happiness book. Just as I come across some images, you know, I thought I'd set them aside so I'd remember. Well, the blue of the clock, and I love clocks, just, I thought, well, that'll work, and it did. It just added the right something the back needed, and I'm going to put my name down here on the back. Well, that was fun. I used matte medium. Well, I used glue stick to put them on, and then I put a coat of matte medium all over the top. And I use, just by chance, I used the Liquitex professional grade matte medium. From what I understand, the basics is very gritty, and this is gritty enough. In fact, I'm going to try the golden matte medium the next time I get paid. Well, let me rephrase that. The next time I need some, I still have about a third of this jar, a bottle left. So when I start, you know, getting down low, I'm going to try the golden. It is a little bit different in price, a little bit higher, but you actually get a little bit more in that bottle or jar. So I'm thinking it may be worth it. And also, if you use a coupon, you know, at one of the big box stores, it's not going to be that much. So I want to try it out and see if it's worth the price difference, just at least one time. Although I'm very satisfied with the Liquitex for the most part, yeah. But I do find some stickiness here and there. Yeah, this even still has a little bit of tack, and this has been drying for almost over a day. One thing to keep in mind, I wanted to point out, if you decorate your inserts, pay attention to the you know, if you're top or bottom, you know, this should have actually been decorated this way, because there's the the back of the book. Of course, if you make your own, it does not matter whatsoever. This doesn't matter either. You know, once I get something on that, you'll never know it was upside down and backwards. Just, I will. So anyway, there's my cover. I thought it turned out really, really cute. And I'm really looking forward to giving this a whirl. And I have no idea yet what I'm going to use it for. Thought about making this my Love, Light, and Happiness book, but I'm not sold on the idea yet because I haven't really tried this out. And this just may not lend itself to be enough space for what I want to do in my Love, Light, and Happiness book. But anyway, there it is. I am looking forward to working with this. So in the meantime, I had a lot of papers in my scrap box, and I thought, well, hey, let's make some inserts and just see how it goes. So what I did, instead of making just one at a time, these I made two, and these are for the most part, the same inside, just different colors maybe. These are the covers. I don't count that as a page. And by the way, let's see, this insert in here, this one, has 13 papers in it plus the cover. So you've got 14, you know, thickness of 14 sheets doubled. What I decided to do was stick with a cover for the insert and then put 10 pages inside of each. So they're, you know, 10 doubled over. So it'd really be 11 papers doubled, which would be a thickness of 22 sheets. So what I did was, I knew, oh, this one's already been sewn and glued. Well, there's a tip I want to share with y'all about sewing these and stuff. Anyway, so here this is. I had a large envelope that I got a package from Ireland. Part of it's in this book too. Let's see. Which part? Here, I used it in mine, the smallest piece. See, here's the front of it. You know, it had my name and address in the window. This, you know, I thought that was kind of cool to use, like, you know, using it's just a giant envelope. So I'm trying to use up any kind of paper I can get my hands on that I don't have to go out and purchase. So I had scrap paper, and I thought this would be good because essentially the dots are in lines. So that'd be, you know, it lends itself to writing. And the same in this book. Here's some of the envelope. And then the dotted paper, but it's in pink tones. Then we have, same on the back of the sheet. It was double-sided. And then we have some green ledger paper. We have more of the envelope. See, yeah, it was someone from Ireland sent me. I can't remember what I ordered that would come in a giant envelope like that. And a piece of scrapbook paper. I only had one of each, so I just picked one and shoved it in there. This is some grid layout paper from, Creative Memories, maybe? No. What's the other one? It's a scrapbook company, and they do stamps. Stampin' Up. Yeah, Stampin' Up paper. I don't know what it was for, but I have a couple of pads of it. And then we have, I switched them up a little bit. Okay. Here's more grid, scrapbook paper, and then the grid in this one. Yeah. And then we have some scrapbook paper and this is the center, this lined blue paper, scrapbook paper. Now you see, I got to the end and these are kind of sticking together. Well, the tip I wanted to share with you is, a lot of people complain about, and it is hard to do, when you sew, you're only looking at, of course, obviously, one side of what you're sewing, and then you get it out of the sewing machine and turn it over, and you'll see that this has, you know, gone off of the center line. Well, I was sitting here putting these together and got to thinking about, what if I just run a little bead of glue along the back of each section as I'm putting the pages, you know, in making my signature. I just ran a little bit of glue stick like this, and this is where I've already started on. This one is sewn and finished, done and dusted. It worked. So I was starting this one and thought I would stop and turn on the camera and show y'all what I mean. I've done 1, 2, 3 sheets. See, and it's sticking, you know, it's holding. And you don't want a lot of glue, that's not the point. You're not gluing them together, so to speak. But you just take your glue stick and run it right along the rib of that, or the edge of that fold. And then take your next sheet. Well, see, I didn't need it that long. I mean, that much glue. I'm gonna put this one a little bit down here, I think. And it's just enough sticky, I think, to help hold this together until you get the sewing completed, you know? Okay, so this one, it's going on a whole sheet. So this one I will run all the way down on purpose, not by accident. And just run that glue stick. And I keep turning the glue stick. You're going to end up with little, you know, ridges in your glue. And that's okay. I just turn it up. And that way, too, the glue, if you kind of squish it on there just a bit, you know, the glue gets on the side, which helps, it gives you a little bit of grab, you know, right there. Anyway, shove that in the center and press. I just kind of gently push it into the fold and press that down. Okay, the next one is a hole. Yep. So we just put the glue all the way down. It only takes a second, really. I do get off basically any big blobs. I don't want huge gobs of glue. And just press. And then I'm gonna smush that blob right there. Okay, this is a short one, so what I might do is actually just run the glue bead, take the, sort of tip my glue stick, tilt it, and put it right in the center on that crease. Because that's the only place I need the glue. I don't need it, you know, all the way down, just in this middle section. Well, sort of in the middle. Press that on. So either way you want to do it would work just fine, I think. You know, you can put your glue here or actually, you know, here. Okay. This one is basically a whole sheet, so I'm going to run my glue all the way down. Stick this in. I mean, I'm thinking about making these to sell in my Etsy shop at the Beaufort Belle. So I wanted to make sure, you know, they look nice and presentable. If it's just for me on my own, you know, for my own use, I don't care if it's off a little bit. This one is shorter, so I'm gonna go down that crease like that. It's a little wide, but it's okay. You know, I wouldn't really care for myself, but if it's something I'm selling, I want it to be as good as I can possibly make it, which means I don't want my stitching, you know, to be off center very much. Of course, being handmade, it's not going to be perfect. We know that and realize that, but you know what I mean. I do care about what I put out there, that people are paying money for. It does make a difference. I try to make it as good as I possibly can. Okay, put the envelope on there and just squish into the fold. And then do this last one. This is essentially the cover. Lay that in the crease. I try to make everything, you know, make sure the bottom, I don't mind if there's stuff sticking out of the top, but I definitely want it flush at least with the bottom. Okay, now that's ready to be sewn. See, then when you open it up, let me find my middle. I just make sure, you know, very carefully open it up flat, press down. And then I hold it with paper clips. Now that, see, I had started this, and of course it took me a while to get the video going. That doesn't want to lay down flat, but it'll have to do. If you do this immediately after you glue it, it's not gonna, the glue won't even have time to set up and harden. You know, it'll just be enough to hold the pages together with a little bit of tack. Okay, so I'm gonna go sew this and I'll be right back. I'm I'm not the best seamstress in the world, obviously. Can't even sew a straight line, but that was my fault. I had to help it kind of move because of the thickness. It didn't want to feed itself, and I had them together with these just paper clips. But if you can sew a straight line, then it works out great, you know. But I was actually looking at this side, and see, I went a little floppy-jawed that way, but it was my fault. See, right here. But there is something going on with my bobbin, I think. I need to check that out. But, you know, it's pretty straight. Anyway, this is for me to use. And so, you know, now my, what do you call these? Insert is done, complete, ready to go. Yep. And I could decorate this, you know, more on the outside if I wish. In fact, let me cut these little pieces off. I was able to pull off the postage from that package from Ireland, and I may put some on here. I think that's really cool. You know, put that there, or let's see, this was another stamp that came on the package. You know, I could put that together with it. This was also on the package, priority shipping, little sticker, you know, just decorate it up. I may do some other stuff with it, or I may leave this one plain and save those for something else. But anyway, my point is to help you keep it straight. This one turned out really well. See how straight I got that one? Yeah, that one's very straight. So see, I can sew a straight line, yeah. You know, there's the other side. It stayed very straight, yeah. Using the glue stick as you put your signatures together, just a little bead of it right on that fold helps keep the pages from moving. I've tried doing it with just the, with other things I've sewed, book pages I mean, with just paper clips, and they still have a tendency to slip sometimes. So just wanted to throw that out there, and thought, you know, you might find it helpful. Yeah, I know it seems to be working for me, so. Alrighty, well, y'all have a super fabulous week ahead. Today's Sunday for me, and spring is here, so enjoy the outside. Or if you're not an outside person, get out some papers, make some traveler notebook inserts, and try out, you know, using the glue stick on the fold as you put your signatures together, and see if that doesn't help when you go to sew your pages. Yeah. Okay, everybody, see you next time. Bye-bye.